Hi guys, welcome to our channel. We are Off-Grid with Jay and Jen.
We've been doing the off-grid thing for close to 5 years now.
Yep.
And we have some tools we'd like to share with you and some information that might help you if you're thinking about doing this as well.
Yep, so stay tuned while we talk about the 5 most important tools we think, and we're going to have one bonus one at the very end, so watch all the way to the end.
Hope you guys enjoy the video and stick with us, and let's go check out the first tool. All right, so I think Jen and I are in agreement that the most important tool, if you're gonna have a homestead or go on a journey at an off-grid property and develop stuff, is to have a good truck, right?
Yep.
So why is a truck so important?
Because you can haul materials around with it. You can bring materials in to your property. You can move wood around, everything.
So in your estimate, how many truckloads of stuff did we bring in and out of here in the last 5 years?
Way too many. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
We've actually gone through, this is our second truck. Our last truck we beat the heck out of for 4 years, and this is our next truck. And it's treated us good so far. Does it have to be a $70,000 truck?
No.
Can it be a $4,000 20-year-old Dodge Ram?
Yep, that's actually better, because then when you drive through the woods, as we are in the woods, you don't feel bad about scratching it up.
Nope. You can get away with beating up a $4,000 truck just as much as a $70,000 to $100,000 truck. If you're going with an older truck like this, I'm very familiar with the Dodge Rams. You can get yourself a Ford or a Chevy just as well, but make sure it's a common truck that you could fix, because you're going to break stuff. Living in the woods and being out in more rural areas, dirt roads, hilly areas, sandy areas, it beats trucks up, right?
Yes.
So you're going to break stuff and you're going to want to be able to fix it. So try to get something that you are familiar with or has a good network of people that can help you online, forums, stuff like that, or YouTube videos as well, to show you how to fix stuff, because you're going to have to do a little bit of that.
And a truck is good because if you're developing an off-grid property and you don't have somewhere to stay, you can always camp in your truck bed.
Could we throw an air mattress in the back of this truck?
If we had to, if we were developing a property and we didn't have a camper or something, could have a place to sleep. So that's why it's another great functional tool.
Tell us which truck you think's the best truck to have for an off-grid property or homestead. So let's go move on to tool number 2. So what's another important tool for going off-grid or at the homestead?
A way to split wood, whether it's a log splitter like this or a maul. It's very important because you need fires.
If you're going to heat with wood your cabin or home, you are going to be cutting a lot of wood or splitting a lot of wood. So if you're going to be using 10 to 20 cords of wood every winter, this is going to be your new best friend.
But you can do it old school if you want to, and that's all your budget allows. But both are great tools and important, because fire is important for everything. Cooking food over even.
Having a nice maul or a nice splitter will help you keep a good wood supply at all times. So if you're in the market for a wood splitter, wood splitters come in all varieties, sizes, and brands. This is an inexpensive wood splitter, 22 ton. I think when it was purchased new over a decade ago, it was around $900. This is a 22 ton splitter. This has split every single log I've thrown at it over the last decade or more. I've never had a log that it couldn't split. Some things that people don't think about is when you get a 35-ton splitter, well, typically those splitters are really, really big and heavy and bulky. This is a very manageable splitter. We can move it around by hand. Obviously has a hitch so you can hook it to an ATV or side-by-side and tow it around while you split wood. So you don't need the biggest, fanciest $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 splitter. Something like this will take real good care of you. So what's the next most important tool while we're talking about firewood?
Probably a chainsaw, because you need to cut the wood down first before you can split it.
I don't think you could use an axe too. Again, you could simplify stuff as much as you want, but a good chainsaw is tool number 3. Let's go show you mine, and I'll tell you how it's treated us over the last decade or more. All right, so what you got there?
No, it's a gas-powered Husqvarna 455.
Has this been a good saw to us?
Yeah, he's had this for a long time.
There's a few top tier brands of chainsaw on the market. Stills or Steels, Echoes, Husqvarna. Husqvarna, it makes a really good saw. I've literally, knock on wood, never had to do anything to this saw. And this is not a saw that sits in the garage and I use it once a year to cut a branch down. We heated our home, our 900 square foot home downstate for the last 12 to 14 years. When Jen and I met, she needed to be a little warmer, so we got her a wood stove, and we've been heating down there for well over a decade. So we've produced 10 to 15 face cord of wood for over a decade with just this chainsaw.
And he's cut down all the trees that we have sided the entire cabin with and the deck with. The chainsaw has been very helpful in all of our builds.
Yes, we couldn't do what we're doing here without a good chainsaw. I would recommend investing in a better brand. Like I said, one of the top three, Steel, Husqvarna, Echo is a good brand as well, I guess. You could pick up some of these little $200 chainsaws that are for like the small homeowner to cut up a limb once or twice a year, or a small tree once in a while. But I would highly recommend investing in a little bit larger, a little bit higher quality saw. It'll pay for itself in the long run.
Yep.
This was a $400 saw when I purchased it. Like I said, I think I purchased this saw in like 2010 or 2011. So we've had it a long time. It's $400 is paid for itself. This saw, if I were to replace it, I think right now is around $460. So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on your equipment, but you do have to invest a little bit of money.
Yep. And all he does is maintain it. He just changes the, puts new oil and gas in it and puts new blades on it when we eat them.
Yep. All right, so we've been building around here at the property for the last 5 years. Down at camp, we built a shower house. We built our 400 square foot cabin, and we built this little 10 by 12 cabin. And when you're building often, or if you're gonna have a homestead and you need to build a chicken coop or a shed or storage space, you're gonna need some power to run your tools. And we have used all sorts of power supplies to power our power tools, right?
Yep.
And we started with a little gas generator just like this.
And we just use that to charge our power tools up and even keep our camper with power on it during the night.
Yep. This is a 2,000 watt inverter generator. It gives you good clean power so you can use electronics with it. What is the pitfall to this generator?
Well, generators are loud and they run out of gas constantly, so you have to keep filling them up.
Okay, so what do we do now?
Well, now we are blessed to have wonderful power stations.
Yep. And we've used a variety of all power stations, right?
Mm-hmm. And they have come down hugely in price over the last 4 years, so they're much more affordable, which is awesome.
Yeah, solar generators and power stations in general have come leaps and bounds in the last 4 years. They are more powerful, they charge more quickly, and they're silent power. And you could hook up just about any solar panel to a power station like this, and there's no more need for gasoline. So get something, if you're going to be using it for power tools, a good general size is like a 2,500 watt power station. That'll give you enough power to run tools for a couple days, or possibly your off-grid cabin or camper for a day or two. And it will also charge, have a better inverter in it, and it will charge up pretty quickly with solar. You can also charge it with a gas-powered generator, fill it up with power, and then in only about an hour of running the generator, you could run this for a day. So you really don't need to run a generator all the time anymore. Yep, if you have a streak of cloudy days, you can charge up the power station with the gas generator, and like I said, in just about an hour, and then you don't have to listen to a generator and have gasoline running and noise for 8, 12, 24 hours.
Yep.
You could just charge that bad boy up and use that instead.
Solar is free. It comes from the sun, so that's what's the great part. Just charges up for free.
No running to town to fill up the red cans, right?
Yeah.
So guys, we'll have lots of links in our description box for generators and solar generators or power stations. We've worked with tons of different companies over the years. And like I said, the technology's come a long way, so check them out, and they're very affordable now.
Another great tool to have is income.
Yep. Things cost money, guys. Even when you want to run away to an off-grid property, you need some money to do it. Just because you bought the property doesn't mean there's not stuff you want to do at the property that's going to cost some money. So your income is a very important tool. It could provide you with a lot of opportunities. You don't have to go overboard. You don't have to have nice, new, fancy, expensive things, right?
Right.
Have we ever had fancy things?
Nope, because I would rather lead this lifestyle where I get to be outside.
And spend your days with me?
Yeah, sure.
Jen and I have a lot of opportunities because we've been smart with our money. You know, we're not rich people. We probably never will be. But we don't spend money
frivolously.
Yes. So we have a couple things that, you know, a couple toys or tools that are useful around the property. But yes, try to find an income, guys. Have a couple income streams so you can purchase some of the things that you are going to need for your off-grid property or homestead.
Yep.
So guys, you know, along with money, try to stay debt-free. Don't pay interest on a bunch of stuff. What else is important?
Knowledge, kind of knowing what you're doing or having a plan somewhat.
Yep.
He watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos before we ever started doing stuff. He was watching Bush Radical, and he had ideas of how he wanted to do stuff. So as we were building, he kind of knew what we were doing.
Spent a lot of years researching and watching other people do it, so you can learn from trial and error. And there's a channel on YouTube now called Off Grid with Jay and Jen. They've made close to 500 videos, and if you want to see some people making some mistakes,
make sure you subscribe to us, and you can
check
see
us out.
real life trial and error and mistakes and blunders and
all kinds of fun stuff. So
but knowledge, and there's hundreds of channels on YouTube about building and different styles of building. So,
and the best thing is that's free, right?
Yep. So if you're just tuning in for the first time to us, we hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of information we had to share.
I know there's no big surprises probably in this video, but just to confirm, yes, trucks are important, generators are important, chainsaws are important, splitters. Having those things available to you will make your journey and your life a whole lot easier. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We appreciate you watching the video, and we hope to catch you in the next one, right?
Yep.
All right. Best wishes, guys.
Bye.
All right, guys. Bonus tool, something that's very important that I was unaware of, and I kind of made fun of people who had these before we went on this journey, is a nice side-by-side. It doesn't have to be fancy, brand new. This mule right here, we paid about $3,000 for, and we've used it for the last 5 years. Being on 15 acres and having a camp and a wood mill or a sawmill down at camp, and us being on top of this hill, this has been a priceless tool. I would almost rank this up there as the most important tool because, as you can tell, it's always full of all our miscellaneous things. Miscellaneous power tools, saws. It's great for collecting firewood. It's just awesome to have a side-by-side. It's not 100% necessary, but I promise you it will end up being worth every penny if you're on more than an acre of land. If you have any gardening where you're going to be moving dirt, if you have animals and you're going to be moving hay or food around or anything, or like I said, heating with firewood. We've put countless piles of firewood in this little mule here, this little side-by-side. Find a good deal on a side-by-side. I would highly recommend it. We've had this one for, like I said, for close to 5 years. It's been a great tool, a great asset here at the property. We've actually just made a little upgrade because it is such an important tool here around the property and we use it so often. We picked up a little bit newer and more capable side-by-side. So this here machine's going to hopefully take good care of us for a good long time. This is a big investment for us, but again, we use this thing almost every day, and it's a priceless tool to have around a homestead. So thanks guys for hanging out with us during this video. We'll catch you in the next one, okay?